Ford, Holden, classic fight, Sandown, and we're away in race one. Great start from Gary Baxter from the second row.
Gary Baxter, Grant Johnson also got away well. Looked like Leighton Cranbrook was a little bit slow on the take-up, and here's Baxter having a look up the inside of Johnson. 3 wide, smoke, dust.
Car
it's ute racing.
It's a ute race. What do you expect? Craig Dontis goes through the sand. Rob Jarvis.
Okay, we've got 5 out in the grass, 1 down the inside, 1 going backwards. Fantastic stuff.
Who needs road? Just use grass. Andrew Fisher passed 12 cars then.
Not bad. He slotted back into a space there without too much drama at all, but he can get onto the power here now. Looks like he might have a bit of a drama out of that first corner incident. Gary
Carson goes through, Justin Van Twist as well. This is Glenn McNally and George Mediki. But the Commodore boys have got the jump.
Yeah, they've certainly got the jump on Cranbrook there. So we've got Kim Jane having a look at Ilsgood over the top of the hill. Not a great place to pass here. There's not a lot of room, but obviously the Commodore guys out in front at the moment, using too much curb there.
Mediki wide, the Armour all-in car shows the action.
What people ask me a lot of time about these utes, they think, oh, ute, there'll be no power down, the car will slide all over the place. They've done a very good job at really balancing the chassis out, getting these cars to grip, getting these cars to put their power down. They're actually quite a good race car to drive.
The top 3 are clearing away. Grant Johnson, the Grove Fruit Juices Commodore, had a very good test recently at Eastern Creek. Got a lot more consistency out of that car. But Gary Baxter, who cares about consistency, mate?
Well,
taking the lead.
He got a good run onto the straight. He's running Grant Johnson wide about there. Cranbrook wants to be part of this action, but he got a good run onto the straight, got a toe, and got down the inside, positioning himself well. As we saw in the show, he's really keen to make sure he keeps that consistency going. That's a flat tyre, is it? That's
a flat tyre. That's inboard with Andrew Fisher, so that's the hassle that he had on that first lap. And Cranbrook now through to second.
So Johnson's gone down 2 spots there in that one go.
He just struck it down on me. Not hard to do.
Andrew Fisher limping into the pits. Cole Dunn in the Storage King Falcon as well. This is Kurt Wimmer, a new engine finally on board this car from the Wilson Brothers team. They haven't been able to go testing just yet, but the Queenslander Kurt Wimmer really happy with the improved power from this new engine.
And he's using it to good. Oh, we've got a lock brake as well, so he's using that new power to best advantage to take that manoeuvre on Jane up the back straight. As we discussed earlier, power is very important here at Sandown, but it's also important to get that power to the road.
Oh, Kim Jane just losing the rear at turn 11. And he can run up wide on the curb there and use the concrete. This is the Yokohama replay of the turn 1 drama. That's Fisher down the inside, wham, into the side of Craig Dontis. This is riding shotgun from Andrew Fisher. Kim Jane, great jump.
Oh, crash bash. Yeah, you can see there he's found himself 3 wide and slightest touch. We've got the cars spinning, going everywhere. Actually, they've done quite a good job there to avoid all that and not do too much damage.
Rob Jarvis bags it up and gets out of there. Paul Williams in car. I thought he was going to get somebody. He almost got away with that. Look at this. Cranbrook.
Fraction late on the brakes on that one, but obviously ended that guy's day.
Cranbrook pressuring Gary Baxter, who actually was a bit miffed to miss pole. He missed a couple of gear changes on his 2 hot laps, but
weaving all over the straight, that's never a good sign, is it? You always end up with tears at the end of one of those. So these guys pushing very hard. The championship's really coming down to it now, and with only 2 rounds to go after this weekend, these guys they're on it.
These top 3 are really getting stuck into one another. I've seen people put their nose in there and unload cars, so they did a good job there.
Both of them, very good job. Give each other a bit of racing room, which allows them to keep going. And look how it's really closing up the battle now. They've got 5, 6 cars in this lead battle, and most of them are championship contenders.
Glenn McNally has joined in, the young Western Australian. George Mediki going with him in the IC Falcon. But Gary Baxter, when he gets his nose into clear air, generally is pretty hard to catch, and he's starting to drive away. Over the top of the S's, down to Dandenong Road corner, which runs parallel with the Princess Highway, and Johnson. The Commodores are pretty strong in this early part of the weekend. But Cranbrook We thought he was a goner in this championship after Adelaide at round 1, and he has clawed his way back right through into the mix with 2 rounds to go. Don't forget, the Utes will be at the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000 later in the year, and they finished their season at the Sydney Telstra 500 in Homebush.
Well, it just goes to show he doesn't have a bit of consistency, and they certainly didn't hand that number 1 plate to Cranbrook last year. He earned it, so he wants to retain it.
Craig Dontis, the DBA in car, going by Steve Hodges. And Hodges' team have had a bit of work to do, actually, to repair that car after Townsville. They had to grab some parts off the Adelaide production line just to get it sorted. McNally under fire for 4th spot. There he is in car 12. And Jack Elsgood, he and Mediki have had a couple of run-ins this year down at Simmons Plains in Tasmania. And here's Gary Carson in the Select TV Wollongong Performance Falcon, one of the contenders for the Rookie of the Year award this year. They've had some problems with the engine missing in this car. They reckon they've found the problem. They reckon that there's been a rocker arm that's fallen out of place. So he's running mid-pack, 14th on the road at the moment, but it's back to the front. Gary Baxter, winner of 2 races this season. But it's so close between these top 3.
So these Yokohama tyres, they go through a cycle at the start of this race. The temperature here at Sandown this weekend is very cold, so they'd have to really get that tyre temp right, get it up about 4 laps in, and now they'll start, those rear tyres will start to go away a little bit. So being a road-based tyre, not a slick racing tyre, they work these tyres hard and they become quite slippery under the car.
How about this? Justin Van Twest. This is the same car that was crashed in Townsville, different colour, but it's taken a 2-week rebuild. They broke a rear brake line in qualifying. They've had a few little problems. Oh, that was a little bit of a problem too on the Yokohama replay, but there's no concrete to hit there.
Another slight problem there, yeah. So what a great recovery from that team. I mean, that was a massive, massive accident he had up at Townsville. So to be back on the grid and racing again, doing a fantastic job.
Jack Elsgood and Glenn McNally. McNally's just dropped a couple of spots to Jack and also George Mediki.
You can see Jack's just sliding off the back of Mediki there, so, and now McNally's starting to put the pressure on Jack. So, as we talked about, depending on the tyre management, whether you got your pressures at the start of the race because of the temperature, he might have had him a little bit higher and he's just dropping off now.
This is the switchback, turn 11 and 12. Turn 13 is not really a turn, it's just this kink onto the start-finish straight, the Brock straight at Sandown. Still Baxter leading, stretching away from Cranbrook. Johnson, Mediki, Elsgood, then it's McNally. Kurt Wimmer's next. And the boys have settled down just a little bit at this stage.
Yeah, the gap's opened up a little between the cars, and that probably comes down to that tyre temp type stuff, because through that early part of the race, the pressure was on, lock and brakes, sliding cars around. We've got another one off there, Colin Dunn. That's in the exit of turn 1.
Why's the car stopped, mate?
The clutch is just disintegrated. There's nothing. I can hear metal everywhere. The clutch is just shattered.
Nothing more to add there. That pretty much tells the story.
A quick way to end the day, unfortunately, is as this battle rages on just outside the top 10. We've got 4 cars. That's the good thing about this Ute racing. You've got battles that run from racing for the 1st and 2nd to racing for 20th and 21st. I mean, it's fantastic stuff.
Roll Harris is 9th. That man there, Charlie Kovacs, is behind. Then it's Brad Patton and also Nandy Kiss. This long run down the back straight and then over the rise towards the S is one of the best corners in Aussie racing.
Oh, it is. It's a very exciting corner as you get some more in-car here with Jack. You just see the way the car in front moves around on that road-based tyre. That not a racing slick, but a groove tyre. So a tyre that works in all conditions. And Jack getting close right in there. It's all about carrying corner speed, smooth on the throttle, and keep the car flowing.
And there's a bump just across a causeway there, right at the gear change point, which can make it a little bit tricky.
It is. It's one of those corners that's dead flat, so you don't lift off the accelerator. But there is a particular line through that corner. As you can see, Jack's having a bit of a run around the outside.
Oh, he's going a long way, but this could be good because he'll be on the inside for turn 2. Okay, who gives? No one yet. George finally does.
Well done, Jack. That was a big move. That was fantastic stuff.
And now Glenn McNally is ready to hustle on George Mediki. But there's Leighton Cranbrook. He's 2nd in the race, and you think, well, that's not good. Baxter's getting away. But in terms of the championship, he's in front of Jack Elsgood, who was 5 points ahead coming into Sandown. Don't forget, the V8 Ute Series gives points for the qualifying order. So Cranbrook took pole, Elsgood was 5th, so therefore coming into this race, Leighton was only down by 1 point. If he stays where he is, he'll be the title leader.
Absolutely. So that passing manoeuvre that Jack Elsgood pulled on Madeki was very important for the points. As you get, Grant Johnson's now putting a lot of pressure on Cranbrook, so this is really going to go down to the wire, and that's what it really makes champions, isn't it? The pressure that comes along with these battles.
Baxter's gone down the road. This is 2nd and 3rd.
Now, Aaron, as they come onto that last corner, you notice these guys are using the concrete. Now, believe me, there's more grip on that concrete than there is on the bitumen, so you'll see all these guys running over it. It helps get the power down and get this car into the straight.
These blokes will use anything. Bitumen, concrete, painted lines, curbs, car parks. They'll pretty much take it anywhere.
Oh, Jack!
And off the road as well.
Oh, he's locked that brake. Talk about pressure. Now, this come down that last lap. Decky's had a bit of a look, and Jack's just gone too deep. He's managed to recover quite well and only lost 2 spots. So he's done all that hard work, pulled that fancy manoeuvre off around the outside of Madeki, and then threw it away at the next lap.
And it costs him more points to this man. Cranbrook in 2nd, Grant Johnson in 3rd, but Gary Baxter has really kicked clear.
Yeah, he really has opened up a decent gap there. There's a slight gap back to Grant Johnson as well. So really, I mean, at the end of the day, as you can see, Johnson getting a bit of a toe up the back straight there, so he's really closed in over the top of the hill.
He's looking racy. Look at the sparks. Look at the lockup. Look at the hits. More of a hit. And off the road. Excuse me. He was looking racy there, but...
Oh, no! Oh, that's lucky. Madeki's done a great job to avoid that. McNally wants to buy into this argument as well.
It looks like it's popped the headlight out of Grant Johnson's Commodore.
Oh, a bit of a rude one, I think, that one from Johnson. I expect him to get a visit to the stewards after that.
Gary Baxter, though, he's clear of the drama and takes his 3rd race win in season 2009. Johnson in 2nd, albeit in a modified form. Madeki's 3rd, and Cranbrook just managed to hang on from Glenn McNally.
Yeah, just got him by about 0.02 of a second there. So great battle all the way to the wire, and Baxter pulls off another one.
Keeps the car clean. That is the motto for Gary Baxter in winning this championship. Elsgood 6th from Kurt Wimmer. Kim Jane in 8th, while Harris and Charlie Kovacs rounded out the top 10. Nandy Kiss and Brad Patton just outside, and Patton continues to impress.
Absolutely, as well as Justin Van Tweest to come back after that massive accident. A good result, top 20, and a great way to start the weekend.
Alan Letcher rounds out the top 20 in race 1, but that last lap drama between Cranbrook and Johnson has got everybody talking. The lock-up, the touch, the run off the road, and Johnson's doing his bit to keep this championship close.
Leighton, you've regained the championship lead, but gee, it almost ended in tears there at the end of that race.
Yeah, it was a very close call. Grant Johnson was pushing me all the way through that race. It was a hard race, and unfortunately he was a bit overexcited on the brakes down into that turn and pushed me wide and nearly put us into the fence. But we managed to get back on and finish a solid 4th.